what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. I'm here at the 2019 Detroit Auto Show. Of course, I had to come over to the Toyota booth. We have the final real deal. This is the one that's going to wind up at your local Toyota dealership. This is the 2020 Toyota Supra. So I know you've probably been hearing a lot of news about this car. It's been in the making for about 7 years, believe it or not. And guess what? For some, it's worth the wait. For others, they're a little disgusted. But guess what? At the end of the day, this is what we're working with. So if you have been living under a rock and don't have a clue what's going on, Toyota, work with BMW to design this car, because when you look at the BMW Z4, the new 2020 Z4, and you look at this new 2020 Toyota Supra, guess what? They're kissing cousins. Underneath, very similar architecture, very similar motor, but in the end, they're going to be different because the Z4 is going to be specifically convertible. This is going to be a hardtop. Interesting enough, the BMW has a tad more horsepower, but guess what? This has less weight to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the styling. Really, you know, to be honest with you, if you go back to when they came out with the concept vehicle, you could see those lines there. You could see where they borrowed from it. Off the bat, the one thing I'm going to have to zonk with this Toyota Supra, none of the vents that you see are functional. They're all fake. Now, there's a reason behind that. When Toyota was working with BMW and they were designing the race car, which we're going to show you in a split second, they actually had those side by side and they needed all those vents for the race car. For this car being a street version, they decided to just use some plastic plates in the place. Now, here's the thing. If you don't like that, you could actually remove all those fake vents and make them functional, but there's a catch. You actually have to route tubing to the different parts that you're going to cool. But right off the bat, I love the styling. I love the headlight design with the LED running lights. Very aggressive, and I think, you know, we could kind of forget the whole thing that this is going to look like the Supra from the past. This is the Supra now, and it definitely stands out here at the Detroit Auto Show. It's been getting a lot of attention. 3 different flavors you could go with your Supra. You could come in at the 3.0 version, which is this one. That's your base model. It's going to have, like I said, that straight 6 turbocharged engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's not DCT, but according to Toyota, it's pretty quick shifting. 0 to 60, you're looking at about 4.2, 4.3 seconds. When you look at the styling, I do like the way they brought some of that concept car into it, and that's probably my favorite part of it, and at least they went with a straight 6. If you go back to the last generation of the Toyota Supra, that was a straight 6 as well, but that was twin turbocharged. That's going to be a major difference. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side and see what some of the differences are over here. So what we're working with is, you can see on the 3.0 version, that's going to be your base. These are the wheels that you're working with. It's a 19-inch wheel. You can see no special, super fancy, 10 piston calipers. They don't even have cross-drilled or slotted rotors, but those are fully ventilated. There are 2 other trims that you could get into. I'm going to show you the Launch Edition in a second. That's going to be your fully loaded one. This one is right under $51,000. The Launch Edition, that one's going to be $56,000. Let's continue down the side. I think one of my favorite things I want to show is how the lower spoiler here wraps into the side of the front fascia to give you that functional aerodynamic. What Toyota race engineers are saying is that this car will actually go around the Nürburgring 7 minutes flat. Just to give you a perspective, a Civic Type R does it in 7 minutes 47 seconds. Let's continue down the side of this all-new Supra. You can see that fake venting I was telling you about. Looks good, but it isn't functional. You can make it functional, but of course that comes with a price. But I like the way the body flows. Here's another zonk. On that base model, the 3.0, they don't even paint the mirrors. So this is just ABS plastic. You can see the gloss plastic here and the LED turn signals. But that to me is a real letdown on a car that costs $50,000. Working our way back, wonderful vent here, fake. You can take that out, you can make it functional. It looks great, but it is fake at the end of the day. Let's continue towards the back of the car. One last thing I want to show you before we head to the back is I do like the nice body lines and the flow to it from the lower side skirt here all the way to the side. And I think my favorite part of the car is this part right here with the kick-up rear spoiler. I like the way that looks. It almost reminds me sort of like an old Porsche or something like that, the way it kicks up. Back end of the car, they really hit the nail on the head. I love the rear diffuser. I love the twin exhausts out the back. Remember, 335 horsepower coming from that straight 6. You can see the really distinctive LED taillights, and then you have those flared out fenders there. Those are fake vents as well. How about, let's go take a look at that race car and see how the two kind of met and then went their separate ways. Let's go check it out. All right guys, time to check out the race car. Like I said, these two were being designed side by side. This thing, I would love to get behind the wheel and turn some fast laps in this. Love the aggressive front. You could see the connection to the street car with the headlights, with the lower venting. Of course, on this race car, everything is functional. Check out the carbon fiber splitter down there to help scoop air into those front coolers for that straight six engine. Love the Toyota factory racing colors. Really brings back a lot of memories of Toyota racing over the years. Let's go ahead and come down to the side. You can see the additional canards and diplanes. This is all there to add downforce to the front end of the car. What that's going to help you do is going to help you steer the car better at speed. Very functional piece. One thing I wish they would have done to the street version, check out the vents on the hood there. Those are heat extractors to help draw heat out of the engine compartment. That would look amazing on the street car. Obviously it looks really good on the race car. Really nice. These are forged BBS wheels. Love the style. You can see the Brembo calipers. Where's that name on that 3.0 that we were looking at, that base model Supra? You got the slotted rotors in there, all meant for racing, all meant to be able to stop time. That's how powerful those brakes are. They will stop time. Speaking of time, let's continue down the side. One thing I want to point out, if you've ever been to a race where they utilize these three LED lights on the side, this is basically to tell you this car races in multi-class racing. So what that means is there's many different classes of cars racing for their own win in their own specific class. These lights will light up to let you know if there's one light, that person's in first, two lights, they're in second, or three lights, they're in third. That helps you as a spectator at the track. I'm gonna have Lori swing around and just show you how the fender lower part is tucked in, but that top part is flared out. You can see the meaty, slick tire off the front of that car. So aggressive. This thing, I've only seen it on the internet. It is unbelievable. To not only see it here in person, but to share it with you. I mean, that's what the great thing is about this channel, is sharing these amazing cars with you. Look at how far they flare out that fender on this race car. Amazing setup, amazing design. I wish there was a little bit more of this into the street car. Wrap out the back. Look at that massive rear wing. It's like the hand of God is going to put downforce on the back of this car to keep you planted, and then to wrap it off. This diffuser, I've never seen a rear diffuser this large in my life. Unbelievable. You got that central exhaust coming out. This thing has got to scream. But as exciting as this is, guess what? There's connections to the street model. Let's go ahead. I promise you that launch edition, that's the top tier of the 2020 Supra. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, like I promised you, this is the 2020 top tier. This one comes in right above $56,000. This is the launch edition. Now, I hope you like certain colors, because you can only get this one in red, white, and black. If you want the other colors that are offered by Toyota, you're gonna have to go with one of the lower two trims. 3 different trim levels. You're gonna see some differences, especially when it comes to aesthetics. If you're hoping for more horsepower, still 335 horsepower, still that 8-speed automatic transmission, still weighing in right around 3,400 pounds. It's like 3,397 pounds. Let's check out the front. I love with the launch edition, especially in this white, I love how the white breaks up with that black lower spoiler down there, and I love the way it's all integrated. Once again, the zonk of the day is gonna have to be all the vents. All the vents on the side, down on the front, they're all fake. The problem is the reason why Toyota says there's so many, like I said, was because of that race car that we just saw. But I'm telling you, a white Supra, who couldn't like that? Let's go ahead and look at the side here. Here's those special edition wheels I was telling you. So this is only on the launch edition. I love the style. Still on 19-inch wheels, so you're not looking at 20s. Still the same calipers, still the same rotors. So I'm gonna zonk this because you know what? I would like to see some beefier calipers. I would like to see some beefier brakes, especially on a car that costs about $57,000. Another interesting thing, if you thought somebody in Japan was hand building this for you, guess what? It's not made by somebody in Japan. It's not even made in Japan. They make these in Austria. at a BMW factory alongside the BMW Z4. Right off the bat, I'm gonna have to zonk that. Listen, I'm a firm believer in globalization, but I want my Toyota Supra coming from Japan just like it should be. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm not writing the check, so that's the bottom line. Let's go down the side. Another touch with the Launch Edition, they decided to paint the mirrors. So like I showed you on that base one, just ABS plastic, all of them have the red painted mirrors, except for on the red, they're black. So that's a little bit of a difference, but I like the way it really works well with the Supra body. And if you remember, we just saw the race car, same colors. Let's go around down the side. I'm gonna have Lori swing around and show you that fake vent on the hood there. You know, it is what it is. It gives it an extra look. It breaks up that sea of white, but come on, $57,000. Let's see some functional scoops there. Another part, I still love the side scoop here, but fake once again. So we're just zonking it left and right with the scoops. But one thing you're not gonna hear a zonk from me is the tail end of the business. I really, really like what they did with the rear diffuser. Also, thank you, they kept the Supra logo the same. They didn't bring it into 21st century with different font. Love the style, love the lights, and this rear diffuser is to die for, especially with that LED third brake light down there. Really, really cool. The dual exhaust. Listen, is it just like it is in the old days? No, but what is? You know, we always talk about the good old days, the good old days. Were they really that good to start off in the first place? Who knows? But this is where we're at with the Toyota Supra. Stay tuned for more exciting information about this car and where is it gonna go. But if these are the things you like to see on Rainey's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, hey, on your way out, hit that subscribe button. Promise you it's worthwhile coming back all the time. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being on this journey. You know what it's all about. I'm glad you're part of the Rainey's Rides family. Check out my forms of social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you want some merch, hit that button above my head. Takes you right to Spreadshirt. Definitely got to thank the woman of my life, the woman holding that camera, the woman bringing it to you, Lori. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.